welcome once again to another episode of Stu Him Productions Presents
J&M Solve the World
Alcohol Review.
I am James.
And I am Matt, and we are coming to you live from the J&M Bar and Lounge. Tonight, we're going to continue on once again with our Irish Heritage Month. And
Note the green sign.
Yes. And once again, we are going to do another Irish whiskey. But we're going to leave it up to fate. James, 1 or 2?
We're going to flip a coin.
I don't have a coin on me.
I do.
Hey, he's got a coin. So heads is 1, tails is 2. I actually have nothing in my pockets.
We agree that's a head.
Yeah.
That's tail.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Up.
It would be a head.
It is a head. So tonight, we are going to try Proper 12 Irish whiskey. I'll read about it here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and get it.
It's got to be a cork.
Yes.
Proper 12. You're going to read about it. I wonder what that means.
Yeah, I'm gonna read what it is after.
Didn't even pop. There you go.
There we go.
You get some fizz in it.
We'll let it sit here and cool, if you will.
Chill.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, I know we're not proper connoisseurs. We don't drink it at room temperature.
God, no. Okay. Proper 12 Irish whiskey. Product of Ireland, aged 4 years in bourbon barrels. We
may get some oaky.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to read that. I got something better. I have the interwebs. And
wouldn't be the first time I've taken a picture of something of a car's ID tag just so I can read it.
Right.
The VIN and the paint code and all that crap.
Let's see here. Proper 12 Irish whiskey. There we go. Proper number 12 is what the actual website is. Are you of legal drinking age? I would hope so.
Just barely.
Yes. Mark every win. Proper number 12 is an award-winning Irish whiskey that...
The number right there.
Oh. That blends the finest single malt with sweet golden grain to create a smooth, complex, and sophisticated whiskey. Anything else just wouldn't be proper. Never satisfied with the norm, our whiskey will always challenge convention and defy expectations. A smooth, approachable whiskey that's fit to mark every win and toast any and all victories. They got a couple of recipes on there. Let's go to the story. Through much trial and error, painstakingly measures were taken to bring the whiskey to fruition, creating close to 100 blends before ultimately selecting the one and only Proper 12. Selecting the one and only Proper whiskey. The result, a smooth, approachable whiskey that's fit to mark every win and toast any and all victories. Our locally sourced malted barley is hand selected, milled into a fine grist, and steeped in water sourced from a nearby spring, which releases key natural sugars. Let's see here. Okay. Yeast is added to the sugary liquid. Okay. We're not trying to make whiskey.
We just reviewing whiskey.
Yeah. Let's, okay, like we did with the two gingers, let's look at some of the recipes. Ooh. Oh, damn. Yeah, okay. I'm going to read this one. Apple lemonade.
Lemonade.
Yeah.
How many of these you had already?
Quench your thirst with a refreshing apple lemonade. Proper number 12 apple combined with apple and lemon for a tangy, smooth drink. 1 part proper number 12 apple, 4 parts lemonade.
So we know they make an apple version.
Yes. Whoa. Okay, so let's go back. One more. Let's see. Discover our products. Okay, so you have the proper number 12 original, which we are getting ready to do, and the proper number 12 apple. Okay, yeah, that's it.
It's like I was waiting for a honey. And,
yeah, right.
You know.
But I mean that sounds interesting as hell, and okay, it's got a nice
aroma.
Yeah. I don't know. Palate cleanser. Solange.
Very smooth.
It is. It's got a different whiskey after aroma than the two gingers that we did. It's a little bit more lighter, or it is lighter than the Jameson Black Barrel that we did.
The coin of phrase I use all the time, very clean.
It is. It is very clean.
I was honestly, I was expecting more oakiness since it was
aged 4 years in bourbon barrels. Yeah.
Well, now, that depends on the bourbon.
Well, right, but okay. So,
did those barrels actually have bourbon in them before, or were they made for bourbon, but they just aged this Irish whiskey in it?
No, I think in order to be called a bourbon barrel, it has to have bourbon aged in it.
So it'd be soaked into the wood.
Right.
Right.
But now my question is, does the salt air, when they cross the ocean, does it have an effect?
Depends on how well they're sealed.
Or is it, or are they flown cargo? But I'm not, I don't assume that they're flying like 1 or 2 barrels at a time.
No, I think it'd be a cargo ship. With,
that's
with a shipping container full of them.
Right.
I mean, that would, for cost efficiency, that to me makes sense. But
yes,
I'm not an international shipper, so I have no idea.
Right.
But I know airfare is a lot more expensive.
Right. And I mean, hell, for that matter, we're not even professional connoisseurs.
No, we ain't got paid yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
Anybody wants to pay us?
Anything and everything has a price. And if you want to,
has a price.
Yes. And if you want to send us a bottle of something that you would like to see us review here on the J&M Solve the World podcast, all you have to do is send it to J&M Solve the World Alcohol Review. And you want to make sure that you put alcohol review in there, because if you just send it to J&M, we may mention it in a regular podcast, do a drink of it, and be like, hey, thanks.
There you go.
But if you want an actual honest review, you send it to J&M Solve the World Alcohol Review at
2120 East 342nd Road, Halfway, Missouri, 65663.
And like I said, you want to make sure
342nd or 2120. I said 2120.
Yes. You definitely want to make sure that it says alcohol review, and make sure, you send a card or whatnot with it, with your name, screen name, email. That way we can let you know that, hey, this is when the episode is coming out.
Any of your social media contacts you would like to share with us.
Make sure
we can
that
mention it to get more people to check your social media out.
Exactly, because help us,
especially
help you,
if it's coming,
help us.
If it's coming from a company, that way we can put all your stuff out there so people can check you out.
Now, if you're an individual person and you have tried something that is just amazing and you want us to try it, send it to us. We have only done one alcohol that was over the $50, and it was given to us. It was the Old Carbine tequila,
which we dreaded for 2 months before we even tried it.
Oh God, no! It was longer than that.
Was it longer than that?
I'd give it
probably 6 months. Actually.
Yeah, about 4 to 6 months.
We're like going, do we try this or what?
Right.
It was really good.
It was. It was very smooth too.
And later on, we looked it up. It was like very expensive.
Right. I'll give a shout out as a matter of fact, as an example of providing us with an alcohol to review. My friend Brandy Elliott gave us a bottle of the Rock and Roll Mango Tequila.
Oh yeah.
And that became
one of our favorites.
Oh, it is. And even though it was never mentioned on the podcast, definitely a panty dropper. Which
we have
was only
not by seeing panties drop, but by several women who have tried it and said, yeah, definitely.
Yes. Who were at a function with their husbands. It's not like we went with a bottle of tequila to a strip club.
That's a thought.
I wonder if we could record a podcast at a strip club.
It'd be kind of loud.
Maybe. You never know.
In the afternoon.
Couldn't be any worse than that show at the fucking St. Louis Metallica concert 2 years ago, almost.
We could do it in the parking lot.
Ooh, yeah.
About shift change when girls are coming out.
Oh, yes. Incoming dancers, outgoing dancers.
Set up about an hour before shift change.
Yes.
I may or may not have thought about this.
But that's neither here nor there. But what is here is the proper number 12 Irish whiskey. We're going in for the taste to rate. Salud.
I know it's been a while since I've done this, but for you new uh, watchers of the podcast, anytime we salute and we tap our drink before we drink, that tap is for our lost brethren, where there is, and I say brethren, that could be sisters too,
Yes.
the military or family and stuff we've lost. That's just a salute to them. So,
Because
any new listeners out there,
yeah,
that's what that is.
because we're definitely not going 80s rappers and pouring one out for the homies, because we're the ones that clean the studio.
Yeah.
And I'm not pouring good
No.
liquor on the ground. But God, it's
I sound like a broken record, but yes. Pour that over ice.
and
Just
comparing it to Two Gingers, for instance,
right.
which was a blended Irish whiskey,
Right.
and this is just an Irish whiskey, which they do all the distilling and everything, and they just age it in the bourbon barrels. And I'll tell you what, it's pretty freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, it's not good with.
That burp you just had.
Proper number 12 and mushrooms, like actual edible, not, oh my God. The type of mushrooms that you cook.
Portobello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Proper number 12 and portobello mushrooms do not mix.
It depends on whether you like mushrooms or not.
Yeah. With me, it's just the texture of mushrooms.
Flavor doesn't bother you, just the texture, huh?
It's like onions for the longest time.
Uh-huh.
I didn't like onions.
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't like really care for onions. The little diced up onions I can deal with. Onion flavor, totally good with, because I am one to use onion powder. But
more of a texture thing again.
It was until I diced up Vidalia onions and sauteed them in bacon grease and added them to my chili. Then it became, oh my God, this is so good.
So good, yeah.
But if I have a choice to order a burger without onions, I'm ordering a burger without onions.
Well, anywhere you get a burger, restaurant, fast food, whatever, it's a raw onion.
Yes.
Unless it specifies sauteed. Like some mushroom and Swiss burgers will have sauteed mushrooms or mushrooms and onions on them. Or I think Sonic had one a few months ago, a year or so ago, that had sauteed onions on it.
Yeah.
My wife's that way. She don't like a raw onion. It's just she don't like the crisp but cooked onions. She'll eat them all day.
I love onion rings.
Yeah, but that's a cooked onion too.
Oh, well, and it's also breaded.
But some onion rings, if you bite in there and there's not an onion in it, that's not a real onion ring. That's onion flavored powder processed bullshit. But if you got an actual onion ring that's battered and like especially a buttermilk batter type. Onion straws at Smith's Family Restaurant in Bolivar.
Okay.
Oh, they're not an onion ring.
Yeah.
They're the onion straws. Oh, they're good.
Well, see, that's why I love Sonic onion rings.
because there's an
But
actual onion in there.
well, but it also comes from working at Sonic
Mhm.
for a number of years when I was in high school and making onions. And oh yeah, I got a scar on one of my thumbs here. I think it's this thumb where
The grease or
no,
the slicer.
yeah, I cut it on the slicer,
Yeah.
and we'd been. I think we had already done like 5 pounds of onions that day, so I got all that onion juice in
Uh-huh.
there.
Healed quick though, didn't it?
Oh, but it burned.
Yeah, I know, but it healed quick.
Yeah. But you can also tell a real onion ring when you order onion rings and they're all different sizes and
Right.
shapes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, would they all come out the exact same size?
Yeah.
No.
No. But I digress. Enough about onion rings, enough about food. We're going to talk about the proper number 12 Irish whiskey. Excuse me. Wow. James,
Mm-hmm.
what would you rate the proper number 12 Irish whiskey?
Really liking the two gingers
Mm-hmm.
and really liking the Jameson Black.
Yep.
I've got to give this a 9 right up there with the Jameson Black.
Wow. You're going to go with a 9.
Yeah.
So
it's not as to me the Jameson Black we talked about is very flavorful.
yes.
But this here is a very easy, and it's got a
Mm-hmm.
good flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, yeah, it's freaking straight whiskey,
Right.
but it don't burn.
Right.
You know,
Which is a real big surprise because it's aged in the bourbon barrels.
right?
So as it's aged for those 4 years, those bourbon notes are going to come in
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
The what they call it, the angel's cut
Mm-hmm.
of bourbon that evaporates into the wood.
Right.
Because well, it disappears.
Mm-hmm.
So it's ingraining itself with the angel cut of bourbon, and no, I totally see it. It's very clean. Um, I do like the use of the green bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, that's done for several reasons
yes,
because it blocks the sun
yes, it
that
does.
can ruin a beer or a whiskey if it's sitting at a store display with direct sunlight on it.
Or a Black Flag rum from a veteran-owned company
Mm-hmm.
that we had that had sunlight on it in a tinted window liquor store,
Mm-hmm.
and a spiced rum became white,
Right.
clear almost, if you will. Um, I still for the month of Irish, I know it is March, but March has St. Patrick's Day in it, and if you don't celebrate the Irish, which coincidentally, I've got to bring this up before I get into my rating. My oldest cousin, my eldest cousin, if you will, was born on St. Patrick's Day.
Mm.
So she is a lover of all things Irish and that have to do with St. Patrick's Day. But her maiden name is very English. Smith.
Is that English or German?
Smith is very English.
There's a lot of Germans that came over here were Schmidt, and they changed their name to Smith.
Right, but they were also Smythe,
Uh,
and they changed it to Smith. And it surprises me that people are called John Doe and Jane Doe when the identity is not known for a person.
right.
Just name them John Smith.
Right. Jane Smith.
Oh, right, that's right. John Smith started a weird religion.
Mm-hmm. I just watched a show about that on Netflix. American Primeval. If you got Netflix, check it out.
The proper number 12, I've got to give it a 9 as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it is definitely something that this and the apple I will definitely have at my dry bar.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the apple anywhere?
Yes, I have.
Have you? Okay.
I just haven't grabbed
Pulled the trigger on it?
No, because I wanted to try the original first.
Right.
Because it's like that Black Label Old Number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like it.
Uh-uh.
Therefore, don't like the fire, don't like the apple, don't like the honey because of the initial taste to it.
Right.
And why try a flavored something if I don't like the actual flavor?
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
You know,
can't flavor a turd to make it not taste like shit.
Exactly. We'll leave that for an actual podcast, but I have to agree.
You can't wrap a turd in bacon and make it good. Well, maybe.
You can't slap lipstick on a pig and call it cute.
Yeah. If it's a baby pig and you put lipstick, it might be kind of cute.
That's a piglet.
Okay.
I got to give it a 9.
Nope.
I mean, it's right up there with the Black Barrel,
mm-hmm.
And I'm going all Irish whiskeys here, flavored or not.
Right.
So I'm including
Celtic honey,
the Celtic honey, the Grey Coast that we did,
mm-hmm.
The Jameson Black, the 2 Gingers, the proper number 12, and I'm sure we've done others over the years.
I mean, if I only had 2 bottles of whiskey in the house, it was this and the Jameson Black.
Mm-hmm.
I would have a hard time deciding which one I really wanted.
I would assume, and I'm just going to throw this out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to assume what's going to which one is going to end up in your hand is going to depend on your pocketbook.
Right.
Because they're both obviously under that $50 mark.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it just depends on where you get it and at what time.
Right.
You know,
that'll be on sale this month.
Right. You had seen the Black Barrel for how much one time?
No, it wasn't. It was the one that we haven't tried. It was the
triple distilled.
Triple distilled.
Okay.
Yeah, and I should have went ahead and bought it the night I seen it.
Now
because
I can.
When I went back in there, they had sold out.
Yeah. Now I can tell you this: the proper number 12 at the liquor store that I bought it at, less than $20.
Oh. Well, I'm going that then.
Right. And I mean, the fact that it's a cork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's a less than $20 bottle.
Right.
I mean, there
you go.
That's a no-brainer.
Exactly.
But there you go, folks. An 18 out of 20. If you see the proper number 12, we're not going to lie to you. We're going to be 100% honest on it because we are not being paid.
Right.
I mean, as a matter of fact, he works for somebody that pays him for the work that he does. I work for somebody that pays me for the hours that I put in. So we're not being paid to do this by anybody. But an 18 out of 20, pretty freaking good. Definitely go pick up a bottle. It's not going to break the bank, and it'll definitely give you a better understanding of what actual Irish whiskey is that hasn't been glamorized like Jameson.
Mhm.
Oh, wait. I forgot. We did a Tullamore honey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because that's another Irish brand that may or may not end up on the, that you may see on the J&M podcast during the month of March. You never know.
Never know.
I
Tune
mean,
in and find out.
exactly. But until next time, you have just watched another episode of Stu Him Productions Presents
J&M, solve the world.
Alcohol Review.
I've been James.
And I've been Matt, and we've been coming to you live from the J&M Bar and Lounge. And until next time, you keep one fist in the gold, one foot in the gutter, and we will be seeing you.
Peace.